Hey you guys, welcome back to another weekly video here at Childcare Success Tools. Y'all, I am so excited to be here today, and I'm so excited to go over with this topic with you, which is what to do when you feel like closing your doors. So before we jump into that, let me go ahead. I'm going to share this out with my group really quickly, you guys. That's going to give time anyway for you all to know that I'm here and to hop on in here with me. While I'm doing that, if you want to go ahead and grab you something to drink, go ahead and get you some paper, get you some pen and paper to take some notes here with me. And I just want you to get ready, okay, for this topic. Now, I will tell you guys that if you are new or just starting out, you still want to kind of join in on this, because one of the things that I have found with working with people is that this happens, okay? This is something that it just happens. It can be something that you're feeling. And so for those of you that are getting started, you definitely want to you want to chime in on this. You want to get in on this stuff, because I don't want you to have to even go down this road, but you just need to be aware. The more that you know, the better that you can run a successful childcare business. So if you are joining, please come in, say hello. Let me know you can hear and see me okay. I see y'all hopping on up in here. And I'm going to kind of tell you why I'm even bringing this topic up. So let me go ahead and share this out with my group. Let me do that really quickly. And as you're coming in, please say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know how the weather is there. You guys know we always do a weather check. And also let me know if you're starting, growing, or scaling your childcare business. So what stage of business are you in? And then we are going to get rolling here on today's topic, okay? But I'm so excited to bring you this topic, and let me get in here really quick. Y'all know I cannot multitask, so let me get up in here and get this shared out with my group, and we'll get started. The weather here, y'all, is spring is here. Spring, I cannot, this weather. Anybody that knows me, I'm here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and we have had nothing but rain. Like, I literally have been feeling like I'm expecting a Noah's Ark to pop up in here. Like, I feel like it's just been raining and raining. And so the last couple of days have been absolutely gorgeous. Today's like 61, sunny. The birds are chirping. Buttercups are starting to bloom out. So definitely my time of the year for sure. All right. Hi, Nikisha. Happy Wednesday. As you guys are coming in, go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from. And the reason why you want to do that is because if you do not do something with this video, then your Facebook's algorithm will not show you my stuff. And so the way that you train Facebook's algorithm is that you need to you need to do something with the video, okay? So go ahead, come on in here. Let me know that you can see and hear me okay. Let me know where you're coming in from. Y'all, lighting is a little bit bad on me today. I apologize about that, or at least on my end it looks bad. And so I'm looking to see. Yeah, okay. All right, let me go ahead and get this shared out, y'all. Share to a page. And page you manage, share inside group. And also, if you are not a part of my community, my Facebook group community, I would love to have you in that community. So hang on, y'all. Let me just get this joined, because I'm ready to jump in. I am so excited about this topic, because I'm going to help somebody today. I just know I am. And the reason why is because I've been down. I know what you're going through. So I can definitely help you on this topic. So all right, let me do this. Join me live here and make sure I'm in the right group and post. All right, we are all set. Okay, you guys. All right, so for those of you that are new to me, welcome to Childcare Success Tools. My name is Ashley Benz. I am a childcare business strategy consultant. I am the founder, I got to look at my notes, y'all, the founder and creator of childcaresuccesstools.com. And basically, as far as me being a childcare business strategy consultant, what this means is that I actually analyze childcare businesses that are not working properly. So I come in and I analyze your issues, okay? And then what we do is I come in and I will create a strategy plan for your childcare business that is going to help you fix those problems, okay? One of the things, for those of you that are new to me, one of the things that I pride myself in is that I will tell you the truth. Like, if you come to me and I look at your childcare program, I'm going to tell you the truth, whether it's how pretty or ugly that it is. Like, so, you know, that's just me, because I feel like that's the only way that you're going to be able to know what you need to do, is just the honest truth, okay? So what I do is I do all this obviously through my online campus at childcaresuccesstools.com. And I have three main focuses that I focus on when I am working with people. So if you are getting started, I help you basically get your doors open. So I take you from ground zero to your doors being open. And if you're in that stage where you're like, man, I don't even know where to begin, I don't know who to call, I don't know how to start it, all those good things, I help you with that. I also, one of my other focuses, or my second focus, is I work with childcare owners who are working 40 plus hours a week. I help you cut those hours in half, and we do that using childcare business automation. And then also, the third focus that I have is I work with childcare owners who are in the scale phase of running a childcare business. Now, the scale phase is you're making money, you have money in the bank, you are profiting, and now it's time to actually start making that money work for you. It's time to start, you know, bringing in other streams of income. And one of the things that I love working with when I am working with a childcare owner who is in the scale phase is like, this is where you're kind of ready to start going up to that, you know, 7 and 8 figure kind of business and just your lifestyle in general. And so to do that, you know, the average millionaire, you guys, have 7 streams of income. Okay, so when we're at that scale level, that is the things that we look for. And it's not that you are working all those streams, but we talk about passive income. We talk about, you know, having those 7 streams of income, obviously your childcare business being one of those streams. And then we also go into creating your FI plan, or your financial independence plan, because there will come a time when you don't want to do this anymore, okay? When you are like, you know what, I want to retire. I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything, right? And so for you to be able to get to that level, you're going to have money that is working for you. You're going to have streams of income that is running in the background so that you can actually retire and have a retire lifestyle, okay? So that is basically my main 3 focus areas when I am working with individuals that are in the childcare business journey. Okay, what qualifies me to do this is that I am a former owner, operator, and director of a childcare business of 10 years, and I have done it all. So I've started a daycare business, I have grown one, and now I am also right now, currently, we are in the scaling phase of things. Right now we have about 5 streams of income. We're adding on 2 more, and for me, life is about living it, okay? Not working all the time, right? And to do that, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're gonna have to have money, okay, right? So it's really all about creating that lifestyle that is going to allow you to do that. And your childcare business, you guys, which I'm going to be talking about today, is one of those avenues for you to be able to do that, okay? Like, I know you guys, okay? I know my audience. I know who you are. We want, you know, this thing that we're doing, you want it to be multi-generational. Meaning this childcare business, you guys, can take you, I mean, like, this can be something that you pass down to your grandchildren, and you know what I'm saying? Like, this can be a generational thing, but you are the one that has to put that in place, okay? Hi, guys. Hi, Kim. Thank you so much. Hi, is it Carvella or Carvila? Hi, Ashley from, she says, hi, Ashley from South Carolina. All right. You guys come on in here, like, share, do all those things. I do want to invite you to share this out, y'all. If you have any other childcare owners and things like that, or anybody that you know of, please share this out, because this is going to help you today. I'm going to help you navigate through this question, okay, and this issue that you're having. Now, how I even came up with this topic, because I had a different topic planned for today, but I have had 2 childcare programs to reach out to me that are on the verge of closing, like this week. Okay, 2. And I was like, okay, that automatically tells me that the community needs this topic, and we're going to talk about it. Now, before we jump in, I want you guys to know this video is sponsored by one of my signature programs, which is the How to Get Started Academy Live, you guys. And I'm so excited about this, y'all. The doors will be opening up on March the 25th. I just released that information to the VIPs on the wait list yesterday, so they're already aware of it. But yes, spring enrollment for the class of 2019 will be March the 25th is when we'll be doing enrollment for that program. And you guys, let me just say this. Now, we just opened that program, or we just did an enrollment, about a couple of months ago. This program here is the live version of that. Now, it's all online, okay? So you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to get no plane tickets or anything like that. But the live version is a total different experience, you guys. And let me just say this right up front. I'm going to be all up in your business, okay? That's just what it's going to be. So I'm so excited about it. Now, what you'll need to do, because we have, we got lot of things going on during the enrollment phase. And one of those things is that I've never done this before, but I'm going to be doing a free pop-up Facebook group, okay? It's going to be open for 2 weeks. And I'm going to be doing that. And so basically, for you to be aware of that group, just knowing all the things, you do need to become a VIP, which is simply somebody on the wait list. Okay, the wait list it's pretty much what you're telling me is you're raising your hand and you're saying, Ashley, I'm interested. I want to know everything about when enrollment's happening, any kind of early bird specials, and things like the pop-up group and stuff like that. I have a whole curriculum plan that we're going to be doing inside of that free pop-up group, and I am so excited. So what you'll want to do is at the end of this video, of course, I'm going to leave that link down below, but you definitely want to get on the wait list. Now, let me explain who this is for. If you are starting a childcare business, this is for you. Okay, if you are at ground zero, if you are like, I don't even know, like if you are a deer in headlights about the whole thing, this is for you. Okay, what we teach inside of our childcare business not childcare business automation, How to Get Started Academy is everything that you need, from funding to licensing to marketing 101. So we're going to go through all of those things, and I am going to help you understand what you need to do to go from ground zero to getting your doors open. So I'm so excited, you guys. Okay. And I always like to go over and give you guys like anytime I get like any comments or anything like that of how I'm helping you, I share that out with you guys. And so this is from a comment on Instagram. Okay, this is from one of my Instagram followers. She goes by the name of NeatFreak0515. So NeatFreak0515, I appreciate you. And this is what she says. She says, your energy is so infectious and so appreciated. Thank God for you. I'm so glad I'm part of your community/social media team now. Thankful for your passion and knowledge to guide and teach. And NeatFreak05115, first of all, 0515, first of all, I love that name because I am also a neat freak. At least I try to be. But I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of the community. I'm so glad that you found me, and I am, here and ready to help you in any way that I can. Okay, you guys, what to do when you feel like closing your doors. All right, so this is something I dealt with, okay? And for those of you that don't know me or you're new to me, I closed my doors down, okay? Yes, I did. My story is a little bit different because what happened to me, and I've told this before, but I'm going to tell it again for those of you that don't know. What happened to me was 2 years prior to me actually closing my doors down, I had this vision. And when I say a vision, so I'm not like, if you guys ever hear me say a vision, no, I did not like literally see something in the clouds. But there was this, vision that said, and what I saw was I was in a room full of directors, and I was doing like I was teaching or something like that. So I was taking it that, okay, God, all right, you want me to start expanding this thing. And so we started going down the whole process of expanding. But the vision that I had was pretty much saying that, Ashley, you're not supposed to be here. And at that time, I thought that meant that, Ashley, I'm supposed to be like doing more, like I need to expand and so all that. So after, long story short, after we had Nova, my daughter, who is 3, she'll be 4 on Sunday, you guys. I cannot believe it. Like, I can't believe she's going to be 4. But anyway, after we had Nova, I mean, like y'all, everybody said that, things just become clear after you have a child. Well, I never understood that, but I obviously do now. But that chapter of my life was over. And at the time, I had no clue what that meant. But I am somebody that I'm obedient to God. Okay, so that is me. I have to be obedient to God. My life does not feel right when I'm not in obedience with Him. And I kind of knew that, but obviously I didn't know like what that was about. But I am a person of faith. I believe that I jump out on faith with stuff. I will do something scared. I will get up and I'll just start running with stuff, right? So anyway, long story short, we did close my childcare business down. Now I know why, because now I'm sitting here, right? And I'm helping other people be able to understand all the ins and outs of running a childcare business. And I'm teaching you guys, based off of my successes and my failures as well. So it all makes sense now, but then it just did not make sense, okay? And it was very hard to navigate through that. And so today, I want to help you navigate through that. At the end of today's video, you're going to be able to really know what you need to do next, okay? All right, so let's just jump right in. The first thing and if you're not taking notes, honey, go ahead and get your pen and paper out, okay? Get your pen and paper out, right? The first thing that I want you to do right now, okay? I want you to stop. I want you to breathe, take a deep breath, and I just want you to think. Okay, and I'm going to be asking you some questions that's going to help you navigate yourself. So the very first thing that you need to do is I want you to go ahead and let's deal with the emotional side of things. Now, I don't teach, when you're running a business and when you're trying to navigate business problems, guys, you don't want to do it off an emotional standpoint, okay? That's not how you want to run a business. But I will tell you this. I'm a woman. And me and Victor was my husband. We were talking about this the other day. I'm a woman, okay? I'm an emotional being. That's just it. I don't care. And at the end of the day, when you are running any business, and you started it and that's your baby, that is an emotional attachment. So for anybody to say that you don't need to deal with that or that, you don't need to be emotional, I disagree with that because this is you. Your business is you, okay? So we're going to deal with the emotional side of what you're going through right now, okay? The first thing is that how do you feel about feeling that way, okay? Now I'm going to ask you this question. So you're in the stage right now where you're thinking about or you feel like maybe this is over for you, okay? Maybe you do not need to be running your child care business any longer, whatever the case is there, okay? So the question I want to ask you is how do you feel about feeling that way? So it's a deep question, right? So there's an emotion that's coming up for you at this moment with that question. There's an emotion with that. How do you feel about feeling that way? Like, do you feel bad that you feel like you need to close your daycare business down? Do you feel relieved about it? I want you to really understand about how you feel about that, okay? It's a question. I have a coach that does this exercise with me, and it's a question that's so deep. And when you kind of think about it, you're like, man, I don't feel good about that feeling. Like, I feel bad about that. And it doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel like a failure, right? I feel like, maybe I got this thing all wrong, right? So whatever that is, you really need to address those feelings, because some of that could be what the problem is. Some of it just simply could be your mindset, right? It could simply be your mindset. And I will say that we all know that as he thinks in his heart, so is he. So you do have control. You do have control over what and how you think, and even how you feel about how you think. So, if I feel bad about thinking that way, then I might need to just change my thinking. And I might just say, you know what, Ashley? Yeah, you do feel like that you may want to close this thing down, but I don't want to feel negative about that feeling. I want to navigate that feeling, and I want to see if it's something that I should be doing. Okay. Hi, Monique. Okay. Yes, honey. Go ahead and tag mama. Monique says, for those of you that can't see the comments, she says, Niecy Nelson, tag your mother. Yes, honey. Please tag her. She's got to hear this. Okay. And she needs to be here live. So if she has questions, she can ask me. Okay. So the next thing is, I want you to ask this question. Write this down. Okay. If blank was fixed in my program, would I still want to do this? Okay. If blank. So whatever that blank is for you, if it's the money ain't right, you ain't making no money, if it's the staff ain't right, if it's, the marketing's off, if it's whatever that it is for you, if blank was fixed in my program, would I still want to do this? Okay. Would I still want to do this? Right? Because if you are feeling like like if the answer to you is no, then there's something going on there. Okay. There is something going on. Right. I know, because I've worked with people that are in this situation, and a lot of it is, it's just things are just not right in their program. Okay. A lot of it. And a lot of the times, you guys, it's the quality of your life. That's kind of what it boils down to. It is the quality of your life. And that's what I do. Okay. I'm all about the quality of the childcare business owner, right? And obviously the quality of your program, it equals the quality of your life. But a lot of it is that some of y'all don't have a quality of life. And so you just really feel like you're not getting anything back from the business. That's just it, right? It's like a relationship that you're putting everything into it, but nothing's coming back. But if that was reversed, if the things that you were putting inside of your program, if you were getting that quality of life coming back to you, would you still want to do this? Okay. So that's a question that I want you to ask yourself. And, what is the answer to that question? Okay. The next question that I want you to ask yourself. Now, most of you all are trying to do more. Okay. Like, what I mean by doing more, like this childcare business is not the end all and be all for you. Like, you have other aspirations. You've got other businesses that you want to do. You may be a serial entrepreneur. You've got other things that you want to do in life, right? So one of the questions that you really need to think about, because when we start, and I just talked about this earlier about scaling and the fact that, if you are trying to go big with your life, like you're trying to become a millionaire, you're trying to, have that kind of whole quality of lifestyle and things like that, you're going to have at least 7 streams of income. So one of the questions that you need to ask yourself is, do I want this childcare business to be a part of my 7-figure income stream? Right? Because I will tell you that, this is a really easy avenue to be able to add on other streams of income. And another thing you got to think about, depending on how far that you've come, which I believe if your doors are open and you're licensed, I feel like that you have already come a long way. Guys, it takes a lot to get a daycare or a childcare business open. So I feel like that you've already kind of come a long way as it is. And so you kind of have to think about the fact that, do I just want to throw all that away? Right? Do I want to throw all that away? I've done all this hard work. I've got my doors open. I've been running my childcare business for 3, 4, 5 years now. Like, do you feel like that you've come too far to turn back around? Do you know what I'm saying? So, do I want this childcare business to be a part of my 7-figure income stream? Right? Because, you're already here. You're already, you're up and running, right? So you kind of have to think about that. Okay. You gotta think about that. The one thing, as we as I talk about the emotional side of things, do not make a hasty decision, guys. Do not make a hasty decision, okay? This is something that you can't just get up tomorrow and just say, I'm done with it, right? Like, you're going to have to navigate yourself through this journey properly to make sure that you are making the right decision. Guys, listen, we have to use wisdom in everything that we do, okay? And all the decisions that we make, we need to be wise about those decisions, right? Hi, Gail. I did not know you was from Alabama. Okay, awesome. Like, are we in the a little bit state neighbors? I feel like maybe a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, my brother-in-law lives in Huntsville, Alabama. So, and we come through there whenever we travel down south. So, okay, awesome. I'm so glad that you're joining today. All right, so the emotional side of things, okay? Ask yourself those questions. Really dive into that emotional side of things. And after you do all that, now we need to kind of put on our business hat and we need to get logical with things, okay? We need to kind of look at some numbers. We need to look at just some things in your program. So the very first thing that I do when somebody comes to me and they have this question, okay, and I'm working with them, we do what's called an automation dissect, okay? And what an automation dissect is that we look at the foundation that was laid. Because a lot of whatever problems that you're having right now in your childcare business is because whatever foundation that's laid, it wasn't laid right, okay? And that's just the fact. Because anything that is strong will have a strong foundation. So obviously there is something rocky, there's something off with your foundation, and we have to look at that. And what we do is we run through the 6 things, okay, that it takes to run a successful childcare business. So we look at the foundation laid. So we look at, this is what you need to be looking at, your financial foundation that has been laid, okay? Was that laid right, right? Was that laid right? Was your financial foundation laid and set up right for you to actually run a profitable childcare business, okay? Was it yes or no, right? What about your marketing? Was the foundation that was laid, and when I say foundation, guys, your foundation is whatever you started, whatever you did when you first opened your business. That is your foundation, right? So whatever stuff that you're doing financially, how you run the finances of your business and all that kind of stuff, like, you know, that is a foundation, okay? That's a foundation. Your marketing, that is a foundation that was laid, right? So we look at that. We also look at your management and your leadership, so your staffing. That is the foundation that was laid. We look at your customer service. That is the foundation that was laid. If you have bad reviews and you're not fixing that, then the foundation that you laid does not include what do I do when bad reviews come into my program? What do I do when people are on my Facebook business page and they're giving me 2 stars for my program, right? If you don't have anything in place for that, you don't have a foundation to handle those issues that come in. If you do not have something in place that ensures that you get quality staff that come in, that you have a system that ensures that you're always taking applications, that foundation is rocky, okay? And so a lot of what's happening here, guys, is that you are running a childcare business that is on rocky ground, okay? So for those of you that that the Bible is one of your favorite books, okay? You guys know that story about the man that built his house on the sand and the man that built his house on the rock, right? And when the rains and the winds and the storms came, the man that built his house on the sand washed it away, right? The man that built his house on solid ground, when those rains and those winds and those hurricanes came and all that house stood, right? So you got to kind of look at what is my childcare business setting on, right? What about even your paperwork stuff? Guys, listen, some people don't even take their office organization seriously. Let me just say this right up front, okay? If your office is messy, we talked about this a little bit about this last week, and all that, you've got a rocky foundation, honey, up in that office, sweetheart. If anything falls through the crack that's something important, they can come in and close you down. If you don't have a paperwork turned in, or you're missing deadlines on certain things, you can get closed down that way, right? So that could even be a rocky foundation that sometimes people don't even realize. Okay. And another thing is work-life balance. So I have worked with programs, that are making $1 million, right? But they don't have a good work-life balance. And so what happens is that although their business is making $1 million a year, it's revenuing $1 million a year, but they're working too much, way too much work. Sometimes I have seen somebody's work. I've seen their schedule. That's something I do when I'm working with somebody, and we're dealing with the work-life balance. I make them, give me your schedule. What is your day like? I want you to write down from the time you start to the time you end, and it's like the stuff that they're doing, it's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't even make sense. It's busy work. It's not purpose-driven work. And then people wonder, well, why am I'm working all these hours? Well, I see why. I see why you're working all these hours, because you don't have your staffing, your management and leadership is off, right? Here's the thing about business, you guys. Like, honestly, if we kind of like scale down business in general, business is like, it's science. It's some of it is, it's like a science. I don't want to say a science project, but it kind of is, right? Because for a business to function the way that it needs to, everything's got to be balanced, okay? And when things are off balance, it's going to affect something else, right? And it's almost like, it's like if I had some dominoes and I put them in a circle, okay? And, and like, let's say that, these little dominoes over here maybe you don't have issues with money. I've worked with programs that they profit very well. They're fine on that end, right? They're good there. They make the money, but their management leadership they got bad teachers up in that place. So that, although that the money domino is great, but because of those bad teachers, guess what's going to happen when that fails? And it will, okay? When you do not structure that right, and you've got bad staff up in there, or you're not really working on the quality of your working environment, guess what's going to happen? That's going to tip over, and that will affect your money. Well, how does that? Well, Ashley, wait a minute now, because I am, making a lot of money in my program. I don't have an issue with that. Like, we profit. How is that going to affect my money? Because guess what, honey? Parents are going to start complaining. And when they start complaining, they're going to go on your Facebook business page. They're going to go on Google. They're going to leave reviews. And although you might be strong financially up in here, guess what? If you get too much of that and you don't fix this management and staffing problem, you don't fix your quality, your working environment for your staff, and you don't make sure that you spend time in that area, they're going to complain, and then that's going to mess with your money, right? Like, you can never be to the point where like me personally, so I'm just going to put me on this, okay? I am never at a place where I have arrived. To me, I do feel like for me at least, there is a certain area where I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, I don't have to reach for anything more. I'm good, okay? But I never operate from a standpoint that I have arrived. Okay, I don't do that, because there's always room for me to grow. There's always room for you to grow as a child care business owner. Okay, always. We know that, right? So, look at the foundation that was laid. Okay, that's what we do. We do an automation dissect, and what that is looking at the foundation that was laid. Okay, now once we do that, then we ask the question, which way do I go now? Because now I've got some data. Okay. And when we look at that, guy, I'm looking at data too. We're looking at data. We're looking at numbers. Business is numbers. If you don't know numbers and you don't know the numbers of your business, then that's another issue. That's another problem. If you're not looking at your business from a number standpoint, that's another problem. Okay, that is an example of a rocky foundation, right? And so then what you're going to do is, now which way do I go? Now I've got this information. Okay. Now I know that, the reason why I'm not profiting is because all along I have been making money, but I have not been managing my money. Okay. I have not been managing my money. I worked with a program one time, and this lady was like, she's running her business, and we looked back at all her financial aspect of the prior year. She had made more money than she thought, number one. And she was like, you know what? I don't even know where that money went to. Okay. She said, I don't even know where that money went to. So one of the things is that the foundation, I'm going to just keep saying this for a second. The foundation has to be laid. Okay. It's got to be laid. We want to look at that. Now, so once we get that data, once you get that information, then you're going to ask this question: which way do I go? Here's one thing that I want to tell you. Okay. Business, because it is like an emotional attach, like you are emotionally attached to it because it's you. Business is instinctual. I think that's a word, instinctual. And your business will tell you what it needs. Okay. Remember that your business will tell you what it needs after you go through that process. Then what you're going to have laid in front of you is exactly what your business needs. Okay. It's going to tell you what it needs. Okay. And so at this point, then the question that you want to ask yourself is, are you ready to become that person it needs you to be to give it what it needs? Now, here is the tricky part. And this has something to do with a lot of mindset, but anytime that your childcare business is not where you want it to be, it's because you're not where it needs you to be at. Okay, let me say that again. Anytime your childcare business is not where you want it to be at, it's because you're not where it needs you to be at. Right? So what that means is that you're going to have to become somebody different. You're going to have to become, if you are operating your childcare business on a rocky foundation, you're going to have to become a childcare business owner that operates their childcare business on a solid foundation, which means there's going to be a lot of work involved. Okay. And that does mean that, yes, you might have to tear down to rebuild back up. Now, I'm not talking about tearing down your place or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the structure of your childcare business. You may have to tear down to rebuild. That, my friend, that takes a whole nother person, right? Like, you're going to have to become somebody else. And that's usually where people come to the fork in the road, right? Because they don't know if they can be that person. And this is what's going on in their brain. Now, I believe that you can be anything that you want to be. Here we go. We tell the kids that, right? We tell kids that you can be anything you want to be, and all that kind of stuff. But do you really believe that? Do you really believe that? Because if you're at that place in your childcare business right now, and you're at that fork in the road, you're going to have to be somebody different. Which means you're going to be doing stuff that you was not doing before, which means that you're going to have to dig deeper into your childcare business. You need to learn childcare business automation. That's just it, right? And you need to indulge and cover your program with new ways of doing things. Because whatever you're doing right now, obviously, it's not working for you. That's going to require you to be somebody different, okay? And this is where a lot of people, they fall. Here's one thing that I thought about the other day, you guys. The Childcare Success Tools community is, right now, I think we're at probably combined with all the different areas and stuff like that, all the different social media outlets that I'm on, probably around the 5K, okay? So, and I thought about this the other day. Let me take a sip. Here's the sad part about it. There are people inside this community that will not make it. And I hate to say that, but there's people inside the community that's not going to make it. Why? Because statistics show, and statistics, it's what 1 out of every I think it's like 99% or 99% of people don't succeed in business. So there's usually that 1% chance of succeeding. So, you know, if you kind of break that down, right now my audience is like around 5,000. 1% of 5,000 is 5 people. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, my goal is that everybody succeeds up in this thing. And I believe that everybody can. But I think what happens is that people come to that fork in a road, that fork in the road where they have to become somebody else, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that, right? Guys, you know, being in business it's hard. It's hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? Everybody would be doing this thing. I don't want you to be, you know, I want you to be a part of that 1% that succeeds. And so I want you to understand, though, if you're going to do that, if you're going to turn this thing around, you're going to have to be somebody different. And that's going to be painful, okay? It's going to be a lot of work, but you can do it. I believe that we can change anything. That is my belief, okay? So the question, are you ready to become that person it needs you to be to give it what it needs? Because right now, your program is saying, I need something different. I need for you to put in that marketing, that marketing engine in place, right? I need for you to start budgeting better for me. I need for you to understand why we're not profiting. I need for you to understand why parents are leaving. I need for you to understand why I'm having a hard time with staff. Like, so you kind of need to become separate of your business, and I need for you to look at your business like another individual, another person, and this is what your business is telling you. I need for you to do it differently than what you're doing because it's not working. It's killing me and it's killing you. And I want to be here, right? Like your business is telling you, I want to succeed. I want to thrive. But for me to thrive, you're going to have to thrive. Okay? All right. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. Okay. So what do you do? Okay. What do you do? And without me not knowing your specific scenario or situation, I'm going to leave this really generalized. Okay. But here's what I would do if I was in your situation. Here's what I would do. I want you to inject, okay, the automation pieces that need to be injected into your childcare business. Okay, I want you to do that. Let me just tell you this. Let me tell you this. I was once too at your place where same everything that you're dealing with right now. I done been there. Okay. If I had not injected childcare business automation, I would have been in the same place, right? Here's what kind of, for me, and this is why I'm so adamant about childcare business automation. It's like for me, I put a stake in the ground on that, and I'm letting everybody know right up front. If you want to save your childcare business, and you want to save you as along in the process, right? Because we could go through all this process, and then here we go, we come around, and by the time we get done with everything, you're just like, you health-wise, all of that, like you're done for, okay? Meaning that you have no energy left, and all that. If you want to do that, guys, you're gonna have to put these engines in place. What happened to me, for those of you that don't know my story, and I'm gonna be really, really brief about this, but once I did that, you guys, for me to be able to take 8 weeks off for maternity leave, right? The normal job, you get 6 weeks off. I took 8 weeks off. And to be able to leave my program to go have a baby and become a mom, that was huge for me. Like, that was something that I thought I would never be able to do. But because of childcare business automation, I was able to do that. So I want you to learn what that is, and I want you to inject that into your program. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to give it 6 months. In 6 months, I want you to reevaluate where you're at. I want you to reevaluate your money, your finances, your marketing, all those things. And then from there, I think that you will have a really good picture of what's going on. See, the thing is that you have to you've got to give this childcare business everything that it needs before you can just throw in the towel. Now here, this is the way I always do something. I will give it everything that I know I can give it, right? I will give everything. Once I do that, I feel like that the answers, the true answers will come out. Because a lot of times what you're dealing with right now is you are dealing with a lot of emotion. You're going off of your emotions right now because I know you haven't looked at your numbers. You don't even know probably what area is off in your childcare business because you haven't looked at it from a automation standpoint and you haven't dissected. So you don't probably even know like really what's happening. And for you to do that, like you got to be able to step back from that. Now, this is a part where you got to take off the emotional stuff and you got to step back and look at it from that logical standpoint. Okay. Now, here is what I always do when I'm faced with any situation in life in general, business, relationships, big moves or things like that in life. This is a question I always ask myself. And I say this. I never live with the what if, okay? I never live with the what if. I don't want you to live with the what if. I don't want you to make a hasty decision, shut your doors down, and then 2 years later, you kind of go back and you're like, man, what if I would have kept it open, right? And it's not to say that you can't go back and reopen, but I kind of feel that right now, like you already have something there. So it's almost like, why not work with that? Why not employ, some automation pieces in your program first? Reevaluate, okay? Because I don't ever want you to look back on your life and say, what if? What if I would have kept my childcare business open? What if I would have automated those 6 little pieces in my childcare business and really create those engines and I like to say, and poured your childcare business with automation? What if I would have done that? What it would have been like? I don't want you to have those what ifs. Okay, I don't live my life with what ifs. I don't do that. Okay, so when I lay my head down at night, I don't want to have any what ifs. When I am 70, 80, 90 in my rocking chair, I don't want to have any what ifs on life. Like if I don't like, and that's why one of the reasons why I got up here and I did Childcare Success Tools, because I was like, you know what? I don't want any what ifs. I don't want it to ever be, what if I would have, just started this little business called Childcare Success Tools and just did the video, even though I was scared, or even though, I was, I don't know, maybe half the time didn't even know what I was doing. Like, I never wanted that. So I just got out here and I just did it. But you got, what if I wouldn't have done it? There's a lot of people, y'all. I have met so many amazing people throughout this whole process of doing this for the last 3 years. And so that's what got me up here, because I was like, well, I never want to go back and say, well, what if, right? Okay. Leah says, hang on, Leah. It says, see more. Okay. Leah says, I truly believe that God ordered my steps to you. These are true words speaking to my spirit. This is definitely what I needed to hear. The parts of the foundation and getting the numbers together. Thank you. You are so welcome, Leah. You are so, so welcome. And I knew somebody needed to hear this today. I just knew it. I had something else planned. I had another topic planned. I said, you know what? I want to just have this conversation. So, Leah, this is what I want to tell you and anybody else out there that is dealing with this. The question I want you to ask yourself, I don't want you to have any what ifs, but the question I do want you to ask yourself is your childcare business fully automated? See, some of this, you guys, you have never seen your childcare business run at the fullest potential. And that's why I want you to keep hanging on. I don't want, when you have allowed your childcare business and you have pushed your childcare business to run at its fullest potential, and its fullest potential is at childcare business automation, when you have done that, then as a coach, I'm saying, okay, I'm in with you. I will help you close it down if it's not working. But I can promise you, okay, I can promise you that if you do the work, okay, and you understand how to do it, you will see your childcare business in a whole new different light that you won't even recognize it. Like right now, you are at a place where you're thinking you don't even understand the capabilities, okay, of your childcare business because you're not giving it a chance. And a lot of times, you guys, sometimes we just don't give it a chance, okay? So here's what I want to leave with you in conclusion. Is it fully automated? Okay. Do you know what your childcare business looks like when it's in a fully automated state? Okay. I want you to keep hanging on. I want you to keep hanging on. But here's another thing too I'm going to address, okay, before we hop off here. Somebody, might say, well, Ashley, I just feel like the chapter is over for me. Right? I feel like the chapter's over for me. So my question to you, okay, if that's where you feel like you're at, is if you were, okay, let's just look at that side of it, okay? If you were to close your childcare business down, do you have anything else? I mean, like, what you gonna do, right? Like, do you have any other opportunities or things like that? And let me just say this right up front as well, you guys, okay? Sometimes everything that we need is right in front of us. And I will say this because you guys that know me know that divine intelligence is important to me, and really connecting with divine intelligence, because, God has infinite intelligence. But sometimes, okay, Satan will kind of throw things at you, and Satan will tell you, because sometimes you got everything that you need right there. Everything that you need is right there. But sometimes Satan will come and he'll show you some other things, okay? He'll show you some other opportunities. He'll show you, I don't know, whatever, right? And he'll do that, and then he'll be like, and it's almost like for you, you're like, oh, that's my answer, right? But let me just say this right up front. Before you go dibbling and dabbling into some other opportunities, work with what you got. You've already got it up and running, right? Work with what you have, okay? Let's work with that. Let's till that ground, okay? Let's replant if we need to. Let's pluck up and replant if we need to do that before you go and dibbling, because I've seen people do that stuff, y'all, and what it is they run out these bright shiny, what I call the bright shiny object syndrome, and other opportunities get thrown at them, and then they do that, and then that doesn't work out, and it's like, well, you know what, and then they come back in, and I've seen all kind of different scenarios, and they're restarting a childcare business again, which is fine. I believe that you can do anything you want to do, but for those of you, and I'm talking to you, those of you that you're running your childcare businesses right now, you are operating. It may not be exactly what you want it to be, but I always feel that every day that you open your door up to your childcare business, you are working on a blank canvas. Honey, you can turn this thing around. Every day, tomorrow morning when you open up your doors, you've got a blank canvas to work on. The beauty of where you are at is that this is your creation. So if it's not working the way that you originally created, let's recreate it, right? Let's just go in and recreate let's just recreate it again, okay? Without having to disrupt everything. But I will just, as a disclaimer, because I don't know everybody's specific scenarios and things like that, there are some times that, we do look at things and maybe it's not salvage. Maybe you can't salvage it at where it's at, but maybe it just means that maybe you do need to start over. Okay. Maybe that means that you was starting in the center and it didn't work out. Maybe we need to kind of downgrade and start back, and I know when I say this to somebody, they're like, oh, Ashley, I just can't. But some of this stuff, you guys, is prod. Okay. Some of it's prod too. So I'm going to bring that out. You guys that know me, if you're new to me, this is just me. I tell it like it is, but we got to be careful that we don't have pride in our hearts about the whole thing. And that, as I went back and stated earlier, I talked about the fact that you may have to become somebody that that you're going to become somebody new, so to speak. Maybe that means you might need to close down and kind of start off in your home, or kind of start off in a little bit smaller area. There's a lot of different scenarios, you guys. I don't know what specifically yours is without me actually getting, into your specific program. But I will say this, at the end of the day, you've got something to work with, okay? So maybe you just need to recreate it. That's my take on it, okay? And that's what I'm going to tell you to do, okay? I'm going to tell you to just let's go in and just recreate the foundation, okay? Okay, you guys. Leah says that it's not automated. However, I'm working towards it. I have to understand how to enroll into your class without fear. Oh, Leah. Well, let me just say this, you guys. That is another thing when we're talking about being somebody that how did I have that? Because I felt like I worded it better when I wrote it down in my notes, which is why, for those of you that are new to me, I have to take notes. Are you ready to become that person that needs you to be to give it what it needs? So I want to talk about that just really quickly, you guys, about the whole fear thing. That is some of maybe what the problem is. If you think about it, because maybe the person that you need to become is the person that's not fearful, right? Maybe that's it. And so a lot of you cannot operate out of fear. You can't do that, okay? To be a successful entrepreneurs, you guys, which is actually what I was going to talk about. So I guess I'll do that next week. I was going to talk about the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. One of those characteristics is that they're not people that are fear. And even if they are, they still do it anyway, okay? They still do it anyway. You guys, let me just break it down to you, okay? There are a lot of things that I do now, even with CSC. Sometimes I'm afraid of things, right? There's some topics, you guys, because you guys know me, that, I am, in my personal opinion, I like to bring topics that might be a little bit risky, and sometimes that's like, I get scared about that. I'm thinking, okay, well, is this too much? Maybe it's too much to talk about or things like that. But at the end of the day, I will get up and I'll still talk about it, because I feel that I cannot let fear hold me back. And I can't be, in my situation, I can't be concerned about what other people think in some ways, because I think that's operating out of fear. You cannot operate out of fear. A weak business will smell that, okay? Right? A business that is weak will smell fear, and then that's where you're going. And we have to go back to my favorite book, you guys. As he thinks in his heart, so is he. So once again, go back to that question. Well, if you're afraid, Leah, okay, if you're afraid, then let's think about, why are you afraid, and how does that make you feel? Do you feel good about being afraid? And if the answer is no, then let's quit operating out of fear. Let's just say, you know what, when those thoughts come into your head, the fear of investing into yourself and your program, when those thoughts come into your head, then you need to say, you know what, well, what I'm doing right now is not working. So, worst case scenario, if I invest into a program, or Leah, in your case, you said that you want to enroll without fear. Worst case scenario, well, what you got going on is not working so it's like, do you see what I'm saying? But I will tell you that my programs work, okay? So that I will tell you, and the reason why is because it's what worked for me, okay? And it's worked for other owners. I have owners who I've worked with in the UK, South Africa. I think Kim was on here earlier today, and she's in South Africa. So it's been tested, not just me, but other people, and it's worked for other people. Hi Sapphire, love that name. All right. Yes, starting and not finishing. Exactly. But it's a work in progress, and I just think a lot of things, you guys, it is a mind thing. It's a mindset thing. One of the other quotes that I love is that your life, and specifically your childcare business, is pretty much a manifestation of what you've been thinking. And sometimes like that's kind of scary, because when you look at where you're at and you look at what you kind of have going on, literally that is your mind out in reality, if that makes any sense, right? That is your mind. That's what you've been thinking. That's how you've been thinking. That's all the things you've been thinking to do or not to do because of fear. What you see is the reality of that, okay? So you cannot operate out of fear, but you're going to operate out of faith. Let's write that down. You're not going to operate out of fear, but you're going to operate out of faith, okay? And it can be done, you guys. All right, you guys, listen, I really hope this helps somebody today. And, you know, if this resonated with you, or I don't know, if you got questions or whatever, feel free to send me you can, probably the best way is to send me a Facebook message, and you know, send me that message and just kind of let me know what's going on. And I am here to help you in any way that I can. The one thing that I don't want to see is I don't want to see a program close down from an owner who really, really desire to keep it open. Okay, that I don't want to see. So I am here to help you in any way that I can be able to turn this thing around, and it can be turned around. That I believe. Okay. All right, y'all. So in conclusion, as always, I always leave you guys with a virtual goodie bag. For those of you that are new, virtual goodie bag is literally just links that I'm going to leave down below that's going to help you kind of navigate yourself through whatever we talked about today, and all that good stuff. So also, I do want to let you know that, again, the How to Get Started Academy live version will be, I'll be starting enrollment on March the 25th, and I'm going to tell you right up front, for those of you that are starting, you know, I mean, today we really talked about a really deep topic that people that have started childcare businesses are dealing with. For those of you that have started or they're getting started, I'm going to show you how to lay the right foundation so you won't have to come to this question, okay? So you won't have to be here. So be sure to get on the wait list. The wait list, once again, is going to allow you to be a VIP. VIPs get basically firsthand information of everything that's going to be happening. Yesterday, I did send an email out that has all the dates that they need to know of as of right now. I am going to be doing a free pop-up group during enrollment, which I'm so excited about. And actually, what we're going to be doing in that pop-up group, we're going to start working. I'm going to go ahead and basically it's going to be like the program is going to kind of go ahead and start just a little bit. And so we're going to go ahead and start working inside, and then obviously, you know, then, you know, you'll kind of come in, you'll kind of see a little bit about like how the program is going to be structured and things like that. And then hopefully you'll want to stay and hang out with us. Okay. The, also another thing, the Automation, not the Automation Academy, y'all, Automation Academy will be open up after we get through the How to Get Started. But the How to Get Started Academy live version will be an 8-week program. It's going to be, I don't really want to say intense. I mean, obviously we're going to be working, but it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys, and I'm just so excited about it. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to leave some links below. Here's what the links I'm going to leave down below. I want you to join my private Facebook group community if you're not a part of that. And y'all, please allow for up to 24 to 48 hours to be, for your request to be approved, because we go through all of those, okay? We go through and we make sure there's questions that, you know, that we ask, and we do make sure that everybody and all that stuff. So sometimes it kind of takes us a little bit. So allow for 24 to 48 hours, but I'm gonna leave the link down below. The community is, it's just a place where you can come in and ask questions. I mean, you guys know how Facebook groups work, but we are revising. I'm gonna be revising the Facebook group where just a lot of little different stuff's gonna be going on inside of there. But anyway, get on in there. Join also our How to Get Started, like I said, How to Get Started Academy lives wait list. You can get on the wait list. The wait list will be closing down, which means I will not be taking on any more VIPs. Once again, you guys, just VIPs are, you're raising your hand and you're saying, Ashley, I'm interested. I need this. I want to know more, and I want to be the first to know, okay? And that's what VIPs is. So you'll get information on, obviously, the enrollment date's already been announced, but any early bird specials, just anything like that. And then also, if you are wanting to, if you want me to help you with the child care business automation, As soon as I get the How to Get Started Academy open, and get everybody situated in there, then the Childcare Business Automation Academy will be following and opening up. So we will be doing a spring enrollment with that as well. I don't have a date on that just yet because I need to get these people in and get everybody settled and get working, and then we'll come back in and open the doors up. But both academies, obviously, we will be doing a spring enrollment. So what you want to do is you want to get on that wait list, okay? So this is for you. If everything I talked about today, if you're like, you know, you're lost, you need to get on the wait list, and you'll just want to enroll in the program, okay? And that way I can help you. High sugar drops, and so you want to get on that wait list. And then also, I'm going to leave you guys 2 free downloads, okay? Depending on your stage of business. So if you are trying to get started, I'm going to leave you with my 9-page How to Get Started Roadmap Guide. Okay, I'm going to leave that link down below. You can download that. It's going to walk you through that whole process. Okay, so you just kind of have a little bit of understanding of what it is to get started. And then also, if you're wanting to kind of dive a little bit more deeper down into childcare business automation, then I'm going to leave my free childcare business automation checklist down below. And you can get that, and you know, I kind of walk you through a little bit of what that looks like, okay? So it's going to help you walk through your own program and be able to see what's automated, what's not, and that kind of thing. So those are down below, you guys. Okay, once again, y'all, let me just say this. I'm praying for you. You know, I'm going to pray that whatever is crooked in your childcare business, whatever's not right, that the Lord straightens it out for you. And that you really just don't make any hasty decisions, okay? And that he empties you of the fear that you're having, and he fills you with faith, and he fills you with confidence, okay? So I think that's everything. I feel like there's more that I need to say. Why do I always feel like that when I'm getting ready to get off a video? I feel like there probably is a whole lot more that I could say about this topic, right? But that's where, when I teach people, then we dive into all that and we get deeper into things. So anyway, you guys, I hope that you're having an amazing day. I hope this helped you. Leave your comments down below as well. So if you are watching the replay, put hashtag replay down below. Leave your comments down below. If you do have questions, leave those down below. I'll get to those. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure that you like this video. Be sure that you subscribe, and be sure that you hit that the little bell, so that you can get notified of when these videos are posted. If you want to join me live, you can do that every Wednesday between 11 a.m. and Central Standard Time, between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. Central Standard Time every Wednesday. This is where I come to join it, and you can join me live. You can ask questions and really get involved. So, all right, y'all, listen, have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys next Wednesday, if the Lord's will. And as always, I am sending you my prayers of encouragement and success your way. All right, you guys, bye.